Welcome back, or welcome for the first time, wherever you've been, catch up to What Does It Feel Like to Be Autistic, Part 2. Peace. Well, that's peace in my language. I don't know what it is in your language. If it's bad, I'm not trying to be bad.
And now, here's your neurologically different host, Orion Kelly.
Hey guys, it's Orion. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. If this is the first video of mine you've checked out, well, go and check out the rest if you have time, and please subscribe to my channel. Click that subscribe button, click that notifications bell so you never miss another episode. Now, aside from subscribing to this YouTube channel, which I'd love you to do, you can also reach out to me on my socials. You can like the Orion Kelly page on Facebook, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and you can say hey on my website, orionkelly.com.au. Now, on the website, I've got everything for you. I've got all my podcasts, I've got my blogs, I've also got links to all these YouTube videos. In part 2 of What It Feels Like to Be Autistic, I'm going to continue to share personal insights and experiences in my autistic journey to hopefully give you a level of understanding which might lead to some acceptance on what actually it feels like to be an autistic person. On part 2, I've got some fascinating stuff to talk to you about, including completing tasks, hyperproductivity, isolation, stress, small talk, being on a different wavelength, sensitivities, and feeling clueless. So let's get started with part 2 of what it feels like to be autistic. And the first thing I want to talk about on part 2 is completing tasks. Well, for me, it feels like I can't ever let a task go until it's resolved or completed. I just can't move on. I mean, when I say I can't walk away, I legitimately mean I cannot walk away from a task until it's completed or resolved, regardless of the circumstances. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but in my mind it isn't. Like, for example, let's say one of the kids hit the wrong button on a remote and totally changed the settings or the sound, or we couldn't get something to work again. And it was at a time where they were just trying to turn it off because it was bedtime or whatever, and I was required for that routine. It wouldn't matter. Until I can fix that system, until I can find the settings, fix the sound, and then know that the TV and the sound and everything is working as it was, until I can do that, nothing else will happen. I will stay there and I will fix it. It must be fixed. In my mind, it must be fixed. Another example would be if I lose something. If there's something I want and I lose it and I don't actually need it at that point in time, or I might not even use it, but I don't know where it is, I have to find it. I have to know where it is. It doesn't matter that lost things can turn up. It has to be found. I need to know where it is. And until I've resolved that issue, I can't peacefully and successfully do anything else. Now, have you heard of hyperproductivity? Well, you have now. Another part of what it feels like to be autistic is this ability to do large amounts of work in a short space of time. So these videos are a great example. My videos and my podcasts. My wife, she may have 1,000 more things to complete, to achieve, to produce than I would ever, due to her working commitments. But she understands in her mind, and she explains it to me, and it makes sense, that she has to piece it out. Bit by bit, you'll get there. Do some, take a break. Do some, take a break. Do some, go to bed. You've got to progress at a reasonable manner. For me, that doesn't work. If I'm going to record a video like this YouTube video, what I'll do, I will record all the parts, the entire video in one sitting. Doesn't matter how long it takes. And then when I have time to myself, which will probably be at night time again, I will basically start editing it. And the only time I'll really stop is when I have to go to bed. Now, what that means is during the time of recording, the only time I'll have without looking after our baby, which could be self-care time and different things, eating, snacking, exercising, all I do is do podcasts and videos. Now, I just don't stop. And then when I have time at night time for similar stuff, exercising, eating well, self-care, whatever, again, I just put on the headphones, put on the blinkers and edit. And I would never stop if I didn't have to. Like, sleep and going to bed gets in the way. I can achieve things, I can turn things around. I can record a podcast and fully edit it and have it out that day. I mean, I can turn things around super quick, and it's because I just don't think about stopping or the self-care things. It just, unless I will actually pee my pants, I'm gonna stay in here and I'm gonna keep working. So I work for so long because I just want to, I lose track of time, again, because I'm so passionate about it, and also because I want to really get it done and complete it, and I just love doing things. So I can get quite resentful when people get in my way. If I want to record a video and I want to edit a video and people are getting in my way, I don't mean in a bad way, they're just trying to be people. You are just getting in the way of me wanting to do this, wanting to finish this, wanting to be a part of this, wanting to enjoy this. And obviously that kind of hyperactivity, that kind of hyperproductivity can lead to burnout, and it often does. So for example, I may have a super productive day, just achieve massive amounts in a small space of time. And then the next day, or the next couple of days, for some reason, I don't know why, I just don't want to do anything. I just couldn't be stuffed, basically. I've burnt out. And it's not burnt out once a year. It's burnt out like once a week. It's just constant. Hyperproductivity, burnout. Hyperproductivity, burnout. It's not a way to live clearly in a neurotypical world. It's not how neurotypical people would live, but it's something that I deal with daily. In a lot of my videos, I talk about how being autistic can impact friendships, relationships, jobs, employment, studying at uni, those types of things. And the core issue there is isolation. What it feels like to be autistic, honestly, on a day-to-day basis, is it feels like you're isolated. In another video I've done, an alien on a different planet. I know that sounds strange, but isolation is a massive issue for me as an autistic person. Bottom line, with the differences I have as an autistic person, communication, social interaction, whatever it is, it leads to the breakdown of relationships, friendships, employment, really important things in life. Are there more important things in life than friends, family, loved ones, and employment? I don't think there is. Well, if being autistic leads to the breakdown of all those, it results in nothing but feeling isolated and unaccepted. I don't know why I can record videos and podcasts and edit them and turn them around and get them up online in a super quick deadline under my own perceived pressure or stress and have no worries, and then in other stressful situations completely melt down or shut down. I don't know why that's possible, but I do know that stress plays a large role in my life as an autistic person. So stress is not a friend of mine, and unfortunately when I'm put under stress, it can result in the types of autistic things that can really push people away or take people aback. And crucially, when that stress puts you in those positions, you absolutely lose any ability to, number one, convey your emotions or why you're feeling or how you're feeling to people, to acknowledge, understand, or even interpret their emotions, their feelings, and you certainly forget how to identify your own wants and needs or the wants and needs of others. It's a vicious cycle. The same stuff can lead to the stress and the meltdowns, but then when the stress causes the meltdowns or the shutdowns, you become unaware that you don't even know what you're trying to convey or what you're feeling or what someone else is trying to convey or feel. A common form of neurotypical communication, small talk, poses many obstacles and issues and challenges for me as an autistic person. Small talk. Small talk to me is like being in a foreign country and you don't know the language of that country. That's small talk to me. I don't know how to answer your small talk. I don't know how to interpret your small talk. I don't know why we're having the conversation. I feel like I don't understand this language. And as a result, that silence, that awkwardness just makes it even more uncomfortable. It just makes the whole communicating with people less enjoyable. I've mentioned some videos I've done in the past, and feeding into that is the idea that I'm on a different wavelength. Okay, so as an autistic person, my brain is wired differently. Autism is neurological. It's a brain that is wired differently. Therefore, how can I not be on a different wavelength to a neurotypical person? So being on a different wavelength is a day-to-day challenge. I often feel like I'm on a different wavelength to the rest of the world for neurotypical people. And this idea that I just have to know what you're thinking, or you should just know by my body language or by my tone. Like, you should just know. Well, I don't just know. I'm on a different wavelength because I have a different brain. It's autistic, it's wired differently. This wavelength thing can be a real issue. I don't know that I need to fish for what you're trying to tell me. It's not something that I get or can do or want to do. I need to know what you actually want, and I need to understand it. So it's literal, it's direct. That's what I need. People always say, why are you so direct? The answer is, well, that's how I need you to be too. So don't get offended or feel bad that I'm direct. I am naturally direct, but that makes sense to me. That's how I need to be communicated to. That's how I understand things. So if my brain understands things by being direct, by being honest and logical, why wouldn't I interact like that? So there's no use getting angry that I'm brutal or I'm honest or I'm direct. Well, yes, because that's how my brain understands communication. So like, what's the problem? Sensitivity clearly is something that I battle with as an autistic person. What it feels like to be an autistic person and sensitivity. You might not take criticism well. Okay, cool. So maybe I'm not great with criticism or confrontation, negativity, those types of things. That can be very, very challenging. But the sensitivity can run far deeper than that. Sensitivity type stuff can really have a detrimental impact on me. It can turn me in a split second. And it's the reaction that's like you've been bitten by a snake, you know, or you pull the muscle, or you've had a cramp, or, you know, something like that. That kind of, oh, you know, that's how I would react. A good example is, let's say I've got pants on, and I just realized this, by the way, this week. So the socks I wear, you know, they're like the socks that they cover your feet and they kind of cover your ankles. They're not the cruise socks, they're like the ankle, you know what I'm talking about, like the ankle socks. There's a gap between where those socks end and the pants. So what happens is the end of the pants can rub on my skin above where the sock ends. This sounds ridiculous. Okay, so when the pants rub on my skin because the sock's been too low, I hate that feeling. It's like getting in, like it's a sensitivity that legitimately affects me, not in a like a precious way, like, you know, I can't take it. You would think, well, who cares, mate? Your pants touched your leg. It's just too much for me. Now, what you're thinking is, well, Orion, why don't you wear longer socks? Good thought, my friend. Seriously, like, where were you? Now, from sensitivity to one I absolutely love, hypersensitivity. In other words, did you know I'm actually a superhero? Sometimes my wife, people say I have like superhero level smelling and hearing sometimes. I don't think it's something I really want or like having. It can drive me nuts. For example, I may go to my wife, what's that smell? What is that smell? And she's like, I can't smell anything. I'm like, no, seriously, smell it. Where is it? The problem is, once I have that, what's that smell? And it's obviously not a pleasant smell. I have to find it, right? I'm walking around the house. Seriously, I'm doing like, trying to find the smell, trying to identify the smell. When I identify the smell, then I can rest. If I can't identify the smell, it's bad. And in addition to not being able to identify, actually smelling the smell, the more I smell it, the more it affects me and agitates me, and the sensitivity becomes worse. I don't know why, but I also have this hypersensitivity to distress. I know there's this weird myth, this weird misconception that autistic people lack empathy. In my opinion, what a load of rubbish. That could not be further from the truth. I am overly empathetic. It doesn't mean I don't look emotionless. It doesn't mean that when I'm being overly empathetic that I'm not coming across in the outside world emotionless. But trust me, good examples of distress, babies or kids, if they're crying, if they're upset in public and I see them, and potentially I see their parents who don't care, ignoring them or treating them badly or treating them normally, whatever, it distresses me to the point where I really want to go over there and just give that child a hug. Parents, you know when your kid is crying and you got them in the stroller and you just keep pushing the stroller because you want to go to place B and you just ignore them? Do you think maybe you could stop for 5 seconds, get down on their level, look them in the eyes and go, it's okay, little buddy, you're gonna be okay, what's wrong? Settle them down and then keep walking. So that kind of stuff, it has a profound effect on me. I take on that distress and that's further tires me in the neurotypical world. What can be really confusing is you can talk about hypersensitivity, okay? So I can say it feels like you're hypersensitive. You have like superhero sensitivity being autistic. But then I can also say, I feel clueless. Sometimes I just have absolutely no idea what is going on. You feel left out, or you feel like you can't catch up, or you don't know what's going on. You know, so on the one hand, I can say I'm hypersensitive for things. You know, on the other hand, I can come across point blank clueless. And this is the complex nature of autism. How am I supposed to know if you like me or you don't? Well, people will say that's easy. Tone, body language, interest, this kind of stuff. That's never worked for me, honestly. I have my default setting is you as a person, right, don't like me. My default setting is you don't accept me, don't like me, don't, find me friendship worthy or funny or likable or whatever. So I don't know. I don't understand or accept or hear tone. Just because you're making an effort, in me, I don't even see that. I'm probably so in my own brain trying to work out what's going on, right? If we're interacting, don't forget, as an autistic person, my brain is constantly working to process not only what you're saying to me, but what I'm going to say to you. My power is all taken up by processing this interaction. How am I then also supposed to process this interaction means you like me? Does that make sense? It comes across clueless, but it's not. It's just, how many things do you think the computer can do at once? That's part 2 of what it feels like to be autistic. Coming up on part 3 of what it feels like to be autistic, we're chatting special interests, something near and dear to an autistic person, social interactions, emotions and awareness, and a big one, diagnosis or misdiagnosis. So that is coming up on part 3 of what it feels like to be autistic. In the meantime, I'd love you to subscribe to my channel, so hit that subscribe button. Check me out on my socials. Again, you can like the Orion Kelly page on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and you can go to my website, orionkelly.com.au, to find my podcasts, YouTube videos, blogs, and a whole heap more. So visit the website. And again, thank you so much for watching this video, for rating it and for sharing it, so we can make the world a better place for autistic people. But remember, to make the world a better place for autistic people, we have to make the world a better place for neurotypical people, to provide a level of understanding and acceptance, because we all live on the same planet. So until part 3 of what it feels like to be autistic, thanks so much for watching part 2, and I'll talk to you later.